1 hour of temptation. A lifetime of ruin. They say some moments pass like shadows. Others arrive like avalanches, quietly gaining weight until they consume everything. To most, Lena Marsh was the picture of stability. The kind of woman who remembered birthdays, who sent holiday cards, who had a linen closet arranged by season. She and her husband Derek had been together nearly a decade, their life defined by comfortable patterns. Every Sunday morning, coffee and newspapers. Every Wednesday, tacos and trivia night. People envied them. Their laughter, their matching routines, the quiet way they moved around one another like practice dancers. But inside Lena, a slow erosion had begun. Not hatred, not even discontent, just numbness. Conversations with Derek had turned transactional. Affection had grown perfunctory. Their marriage had become a carefully tended house without a pulse. And that's when Gavin Holt entered the frame. He wasn't extraordinary at first glance. Older, polite, efficient. But Gavin had presence. The kind that lingered even after he walked away. He didn't compliment openly. He didn't flirt outright. Instead, he knew how to pull attention toward him. Not by force but gravity. Lena noticed the way others watched him. Whispers of past affairs surrounded him. Always hinted, never confirmed. Lena told herself it was harmless when they began chatting privately. Just small talk. Inside jokes about stressful meetings. Then came the after-hours messages, subtly edged with double meanings. She laughed them off, ignored some, responded to others. But something within her stirred, something she hadn't felt in years. Desire. Not love. Not connection. Just the thrilling notion of being wanted. Gavin knew precisely what he was doing. He never demanded. He suggested. He made it easy to believe she was in control. Until the day he whispered behind her office chair. "I'm heading out after lunch. My place is 3 blocks away. We'll have about 50 minutes. He didn't look at her. He didn't wait for an answer. He walked away. Lena sat frozen, coffee in hand, pulse thudding like war drums. She tried to shake it off, tried to focus on emails, on spreadsheets, on anything other than the heat crawling up her neck. But something had already shifted. Her decision, it seemed, had been made somewhere deep beneath her conscious thoughts. At noon, she told a colleague she had an errand. She walked the 3 blocks in silence. Gavin's door was already ajar when she arrived. Inside was dim lighting, quiet music, and a glass of wine poured for her in advance. He didn't kiss her. He didn't talk. He simply whispered, no need for words, and set the timer on his phone. It was clinical, passionate, brief, over within minutes. Lena left in a daze, heart hammering. She returned to work, face neutral, fingers steady on her keyboard. No one noticed. No one suspected a thing. And she told herself that was it. A one-time lapse. Crack sealed. She deleted the messages. Blocked his number. Promised herself it would stay buried. What she didn't know was that Gavin had filmed everything. Multiple angles. Professional lighting. High-resolution audio. And she was far from the first. Weeks passed. Derek seemed more attentive than ever. Cooking, planning date nights, brushing her hair behind her ear in a way he hadn't done in years. Lena convinced herself it was a sign. Maybe what happened had jolted her awake. Maybe her mistake had saved her marriage. She moved through life cautiously but optimistically, quieting the guilt, finding new appreciation for the man she had nearly betrayed. Gavin vanished. Rumors said he'd transferred jobs. Others claimed he'd left town. Lena didn't care. She felt relief. He was gone. The secret was sealed. Until one evening, Derek called her over. Quietly. He held out his phone. No emotion. Just a sentence. You need to see this. On the screen, a video began to play. Kevin. His apartment. Every detail. Multiple angles. Crystal clear. Felt like being skinned alive. Lena backed away, breath caught in her throat, trying to speak. But Derek was already walking away. He didn't yell. He didn't ask questions. He just disappeared into the bedroom and closed the door behind him. Moments later, her phone buzzed. A friend. "Have you seen this?" Lena replied. "What?" Praying it was something else. Another link. Another video. Then another. It wasn't just her. It was half the women Gavin had worked with. He'd recorded them all. Every encounter. And now the videos were everywhere. Adult sites, message boards, private groups. Her name became a trending tag. Her face a clickbait thumbnail. Derek didn't confront her. He didn't scream or demand. Instead, he retreated into a silence so total, it became unbearable. 3 days later, after ignoring every note, every plea, he came downstairs, looked her in the eyes and said quietly, "You should leave." There was no rage. Just resignation. She didn't fight it. She packed. Stepped outside. Didn't look back. Her world collapsed. The friends who once raised glasses with her on Friday nights now sent passive-aggressive posts on social media. Lena's name wasn't tagged, but everyone knew. He tried reaching out. Most never replied. 1 or 2 did, but only to say, "I'm sorry, but I need distance right now." The divorce went through without a whisper of conflict. Derek did the paperwork himself. Lena signed without argument. There was nothing left to fight for. She moved into a tiny apartment under a different name. Found temp work that paid little but asked no questions. She deleted every account, changed her number, cut ties with the past. But the internet doesn't forget. The videos kept surfacing. People whispered behind her in stores. Strangers stared too long. Co-workers avoided her eyes. She stopped answering unknown calls. Started taking different routes home. The fear never left. Trevor or Gavin had vanished. Every profile scrubbed. No contact. No apology. Just gone. Lena now existed in the quiet space between who she once was and what she had become. Not a victim. Not innocent. But not deserving of what had happened either. She played a game she didn't understand, with someone who always knew the rules. And the cost was everything. Not just her marriage, but her reputation, her sense of safety, her ability to be seen without shame. In the end, it wasn't the betrayal that ruined her. It was the exposure. Some secrets rot in silence. Others are dragged, screaming, into the light. And when they are, they don't just scorch the guilty. They reduce entire lives to ash.